You know, there's this invisible force that's constantly organizing your world. It's telling you where to go, what to buy, even how to feel about a certain idea. And no, it's not magic, it's graphic design. Once you start to learn its language, you'll see it absolutely everywhere, shaping almost every single decision you make. So our guide on this little journey is going to be Michael Bierut, who is without a doubt one of the most influential designers working today. We're going to dive into some of the key ideas from his fantastic book, How To, and really get a peek inside the mind of a master problem solver. It sounds like the beginning of a weird joke, right? A forklift, a presidential election, and the city of the future. I mean, what in the world could they possibly have in common? Well, stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to see exactly how they're all connected by the powerful and often totally overlooked principles of graphic design. So where does a story like this even begin? Well, for a lot of designers, it all kicks off with one single moment of revelation, that aha moment, when this hidden world of visual communication just suddenly clicks. For Michael Bierut, that moment involved a forklift. Okay, so picture this. Bierut is just a kid. He's in the car with his dad, and they're stopped at a traffic light. And his dad points to a forklift sitting in a nearby parking lot. Just a totally normal, everyday moment, right? But what his dad said next, well, it changed everything. The logo for the Clark Forklift Company, it wasn't just a random bunch of letters. It was a story. The L was literally acting out what the machine does. And in that one instant, for Bierut, design stopped being just decoration, and it became a language, a kind of secret code that's hidden in plain sight. That aha moment is amazing, but here's the thing, it's just the start. So many of us have this idea that great ideas just arrive in a sudden flash of genius, but the reality? Oh, it's so much more interesting, and honestly, a lot messier. It's all about thinking with your hands. What you're looking at right here. This is the most important design tool Michael Bierut has ever used. Nope, not a fancy computer or some slick software. It's a simple, cheap composition notebook. These stacks, they represent over 40 years of thoughts, doodles, and thousands upon thousands of discarded ideas. And that really shows us that the design process isn't some single magical event, it's a journey. It's a disciplined, hands-on exploration. So to give you a real feel for what that actually looks like, let's just blast through a few examples from these very notebooks. So this is where it all begins. It's raw, it's energetic, it's just about getting the idea out on paper. You can almost feel the thinking happening right on the page. He's testing out shapes, playing with typography and energy, with absolutely zero pressure for it to be perfect. Then, from that raw energy, the idea starts to get a little more refined. Here, he's playing around with different typefaces, thinking about structure and what's most important on the page. Each one of these little sketches is a slightly different path, a whole new possibility being explored. I mean, this just shows you how much thought goes into even the simplest looking forms. It's just 3 letters, M, A, D. But look at all the different ways he's trying it. Striped, hand-drawn, cut out of paper, embossed. Every single one has a completely different personality. The goal isn't just to find the one that looks good, it's to find the one that feels right. You know, this quote from the artist Chuck Close really just sums the whole thing up perfectly. Creativity isn't about sitting around waiting for a lightning bolt to strike. It's a discipline. It's about filling up those notebooks, doing the work, and just trusting the process. All right, so what happens when that process hits a wall? Sometimes the most brilliant solutions come from the toughest, even seemingly impossible problems. Let's take a look at this classic design puzzle, for example. Okay, here's the setup. A client has 2 totally separate events. One's about experimental furniture, the other is a lecture about space travel. And to make things even harder, their budget just got slashed, so they can only afford one single invitation for both events. I mean, these 2 topics could not be more different. What on earth do you do? You do this. This is just pure genius. Instead of getting bogged down in style, Bierut focused on the core idea. He drew a simple sketch of a table with a vase of flowers on it, but then, when you flip it upside down, bam, it becomes a rocket ship. One simple, clever drawing solves the entire communication problem, just like that. Now, that last solution was incredibly clever, but design isn't always about being clever. Sometimes it's about being clear. And when clarity fails, man, the consequences can be enormous. We're about to go from a simple invitation to a moment that might have actually altered the course of American history. This right here is the infamous butterfly ballot from the 2000 US presidential election in Palm Beach County, Florida. The problem was pretty straightforward. They had too many candidates to fit neatly into one column, so the election supervisor, who wasn't a designer, came up with this layout, with names on both sides of a central column of punch holes. And right here, this is the critical design flaw. So if you wanted to vote for the first candidate on the list, George W. Bush, you punched the first hole. Easy enough. But if you wanted to vote for the second candidate, Al Gore, you had to skip a hole and punch the third one. That second hole, it actually lined up with Pat Buchanan, whose name was over on the other side. And the result of that massive confusion? Well, the Palm Beach Post estimated that over 2,800 people who thought they were voting for Gore accidentally cast their vote for Buchanan. And to put that number into perspective, the final margin of victory in Florida was just 537 votes. I mean, just look at the difference here. It is staggering. On the left, you've got the confusing ballot that was actually used. And on the right, a simple redesign that clearly lines up each candidate with their punch hole. This isn't about beauty, it's about clarity. And it is a stark reminder that design isn't just some trivial thing. It counts. It really, really counts.
Okay, so we've seen how design can be this hidden language, how it's a product of a ton of hard work, and how it can have some pretty profound real-world consequences. So now, let's kind of bring it all back home and turn the lens on our own world.
After seeing all of this, what do you think? That vase and rocket ship idea was definitely clever. The redesigned ballot was definitely clear. Is one better than the other? Well, the real answer is, it all depends on the problem you're trying to solve.
I just love this. This is from a poster Bierut designed using questions his own young daughter had scribbled down. What is good design? Is it problem solving, or is it the coolest thing you can make? I mean, these are the fundamental questions, right? The ones every single designer grapples with on every single project. And really, that leaves us with one final thought. From the logo on a forklift, to the ballot in an election, and even the layout of the very city you live in, it's all been designed to guide your actions. So the real question is, now that you know what to look for, what invisible designs are shaping your world?